morning for the men, Yoga Naidu. Referee for the women, Mandy Shepherd. Starter this morning for the men, Michael Cantor. And starter for the women, Steph Whittier. Thank you very much, officials. You may be seated. For the program this morning, we have event 501, the women 200-meter backstroke.
Good morning, and what a sensational week it has been here in Gqeberha. It is the fifth and final day of the Gqeberha Concession Company SA Nationals taking place here at Newton Park Swimming Pool. And as always, we get things off with the heat, starting off with the women's 200-meter backstroke. 4 competitors in their lanes from 3 to 6. Gqeberha, Sophia Trout, Jo Alpha-Lyon, and Jenna Smith. Good morning to you from myself, Derek Albert, and as always, my esteemed colleague and co-commentator, Ms. Chanel van Wyk. Good morning, Chanel.
Good morning, good morning. How are you doing?
Great, thank you. Excited for another thrilling day, a final day here in Gqeberha. Hard to believe that it all wraps up this evening, but once again, we're in for some thrilling action in store.
Yes, just looking at this lineup for the women's 200 meters backstroke. Later on, we'll be seeing the likes of Grace Morris, Emma DeVet, Jessica Humphrey, Mila Dropopoulos. So, looking forward to that.
Yeah, it's going to be exciting. We've got the backstroke now. A little later, we've got the quick set, the 50 fly. Plenty of competitors taking that on. And then we move over to a couple of 200 IMs, 400 frees. So, yeah, action-packed morning as we head towards the conclusion of what has been a fantastic SA Nationals here in Gqeberha. Second length lap currently underway of 4. And it is the lady out in front, Sophia Trout, being tested, but Jo Alpha-Lyon going along very, very nicely at the moment over in lane 5. And she will make the turn in front.
And it is Jo Alpha-Lyon, 1:12.08, followed by Jenna Smith, 1:13.10, and Sophia Trout, 1:14.68.
It is one of 4 heats taking place this morning in the women's 200 backstroke. Of course, a little later, we'll see one of the shining stars that has really shone throughout the course of this week, as you'd expect, but across a host of disciplines. Peter Gqeberha will be in action a little later in that men's 200 backstroke in heat 4 of 4. So with 1 lap to go, making the turn, it is Jo Alpha-Lyon just ahead of Jenna Smith. Sophia Trout putting on the pressure. Gqeberha also very in the mix.
Yes, Jenna Smith starting to make her move in this last 50 meters. Starting to catch up to Jo Alpha-Lyon.
Yeah, I think we're in for an interesting finish here. Jenna Smith looking strong. Can Alpha-Lyon hold on to that lead? At the moment, she is in front. Smith pushing hard. Smith coming back now. This is a tremendous start to the morning. And it goes the way of Jo Alpha-Lyon. Manages to hold on to that lead only just. But what a start to the day.
Yes, great swim there by Joelle, followed by Jenna Smith and Sophia Trout.
So heat 1 done as we move over to the second of 4 in this women's 200 backstroke. Carla Myberg, Gabriella Halberg, Bailey Lambert, Hannah Pierce, Mila van der Linde, Giselle Moritz, Taylor Jonker, and Kayla Goos.
Away they go in heat 2 of 4 in the women's 200 meters backstroke. Myberg, Halbert, Lambert, Pierce, van der Linde, Moritz, Jonker, and Goos. Hannah Pierce coming in with an entry time of 2:13.02. This is the first of the circle-seeded heats. Looks like Mila van der Linde with a slight lead over Pierce.
Just elaborate circle-seeded heats.
So it's basically, so the last 3 heats of the event, how do I explain it? You're putting me on the spot now. So the fastest swimmer will be in the last heat. The second fastest swimmer will be in the second last heat.
Okay.
And the third fastest swimmer, and then that's kind of how they make their way.
Okay.
So the top 3 swimmers won't swim in the last heat.
Yes,
Basically.
okay.
It makes it a bit more interesting.
So it's more staggered.
Yes. But it's all Hannah Pierce, followed by Mila van der Linde.
Lovely performance so far from Hannah Pierce.
At the 150-meter mark, it's Hannah Pierce, 139.48. Followed by Mila van der Linde, 142.58. And Taylor Jonker in third.
Hannah Pierce powering on towards the finish. Tremendous swim from her in this, the second of 4 heats. And she will cruise to a resounding victory, doing so in a time of 2:13.70.
Followed by Taylor Jonker, 2:18.62, and Mila van der Linde, 2:19.24. Results in heat 2 of 4 in the women's 200 meters backstroke. Hannah Pierce lending her nose clip to Scarlett Nickel.
Nice of her.
Yes, possibly lost it along the way.
Here we have the starting list for the third heat of the women's 200 backstroke. Ava Newton, Rachel Sheard, Emma DeVette, Grace Morris, Scarlett Nickel, Chloe Olivier, Lisa Marie Davidson, and Gabby Douglas. And away they go for this, the third of 4. Interesting looking at Grace Morris' seeding time, 2:11.96, with that Commonwealth qualifying time sitting at 2:11.08.
Yes, Grace off to a great start. Body length on the rest of the field already. It's the lady in blue.
Yep, great start for Grace Morris.
In blue and from the Western Cape.
Yeah, 18 years of age is Grace.
Grace turning in a time of 30.89, followed by Emma DeVet, 33.09, and Scarlett Nickel, 33.56.
Grace Morris powering back to complete her second lap. Well clear of the pack. And at the halfway mark, 104.56. Good time there for Grace.
Followed by Emma DeVet, 109.18. And out in lane 7, it's Lisa Marie Davidson. But it's all Grace Morris as she turns at the 150-meter mark.
Yeah, she is completely in control of this contest.
Followed by Emma DeVet. And Chloe Oliver taking over the 3rd position now.
Grace Morris, cool and controlled. She eases away to a resounding victory. Didn't go flat out at all. She didn't need to, but 2:16.59 for her. Big thumbs up from Grace Morris. 2nd position going the way of Emma DeVet, and Chloe Olivier capturing 3rd.
Results in heat 3 of 4. Morris, DeVet, and Olivier. Start list in heat 4 of 4 in the women's 200 meters backstroke. Shepherd, Ferreira, Humphrey, Tropopoulos, Williams, Bailey, Horn, and Tandian 8.
And away they go for this 4th and final heat of the women's 200 backstroke. Already some very good swims from the likes of Hannah Pierce and Grace Morris. Millie Dracopoulos, certainly very much a person to capture that Commonwealth Games ticket.
It is Mila at the turn, 31.42, followed by Arabella Bailey, 32.66, and Catherine Williams, 32.83. Still Mila in first, 106.08, followed by Bailey, 108.74, and Williams in third, 109.26.
So Mila Dracopoulos getting ready to turn for the final time. Again, really not going all out. Just control the pace from start to finish. 141.74. Arabella Bailey 2nd at the moment. Jessica Humphrey in 3rd. another very good controlled swim from Mila Dracopoulos as she eases her way to an emphatic win. It's going to be a nice battle tonight when she goes up against the likes of Hannah Pierce and Grace Morris. Mila Dracopoulos 2:18.46, well off her usual times, and she really did need to exert herself. Great swim from her.
Results in the final heat of the women's 200 meters backstroke.
Next on the program, we have event 502, the men 200-meter backstroke.
As we say farewell to the ladies and welcome the men to the side of the pool. Tell you, if ever you're going to be a swimmer and consider that as a career, this is a surname you'd want. Hayden Fish, swimming in lane 2. Doing so alongside Sean Gibson, Ruan Hatton, Carlo Brits, Troy Vessels, and Gideon Volmerans. In they go for the first of 4 heats in the men's 200 backstroke. I see there's no Sean Gibson in the water. So tight up front, Carlo Brits leading the way ahead of Ruan Hatton. My man Fish in third. Still very tight in the front, and taking over the front spot is the local favorite Carlo Brits from the Eastern Cape, 20 years of age, pulling ahead of Ruan Hatton. And a great chang this from Carlo Brits. Still slightly ahead of Hatton. He turns for the final time. As they make their way to the finish, keep an eye on Troy Vessels though. Over in lane 6. Carlo Brits still in the lead. Keep an eye on my man Hayden Fish over in lane 2. He is flying suddenly. Fish or Brits, who's it going to be? And it goes the way of Brits, just edging out Hayden Fish. So that's one for the locals. Troy Vessels wrapping up third.
Start list for Heat 2 of 4. Anthony van der Linden, Adam Theron, Jonathan Scheffer, Luan Barnard, Franco Clayton, Jeremy Labuskachny, Tingwei Deng, and Adam Franken. Luan Barnard, the 18-year-old from Aquatics Gauteng, Tshwane, coming in with a fast entry time of 2 minutes, 0.75. Looking good is Luan Barnard, followed by Jeremy Labuskachny. And it is Barnard, 28.89, followed by Jonathan Scheffer, 29.05, and Jeremy Labuskachny, 29.31. Luan seems to be slowing down the pace now. Still looking very comfortable and controlled. At the 100-meter mark, it is a tie between Jonathan Scheffer and Luan Barnard, 101.12. Still in third place, we have Jeremy Labuskachny, the 20-year-old from Western Cape. Jonathan Scheffer taking over the lead, 1:33.79, followed by Labuskachny and Barnard in third. Scheffer really going for it, but here comes Labuskachny out in lane number 6. Finishing strong is Franco Clayton out in lane 5. But it's all Jonathan Scheffer, 2:06.75, followed by Jeremy Labuskachny, 2:07.73, and Franco Clayton, 2:09.28.
Lovely swim there from Jonathan Scheffer. Labuskachny and Clayton rounding out the top 3. As we get ready to witness the third and penultimate heat of the men's 200 backstroke. And away they go. Noah Vollenschlager, Michael van Heerden, Patrick Lamb, Helgard Muller, Matthew Mann, Nick Trower, Ernst Besaidnout, and Connor Legasek. Nice start to kick things off for Helgard Muller. Powerful shank so far from Helgard. Well clear of the pack. At the halfway mark, he comes through. Doing so at 58.93. Helgard Muller well out in front. And turning for the final time. Doing so in a time of 1:38.6. He'll head for home ahead of Matthew Mann. Michael van Heerden holding on to third spot. Terrific effort here from Helgard Muller. Nice little fight back emanating from lane 5 from Matthew Mann. But it will be Halchard Muller grabbing the victory, 2:03.41. Matthew Mann wrapping up second, and Michael van Heerden coming into third.
Great swim there by Halchard Miller, the 18-year-old from Aquatics Gauteng 20. Start list for the final heat in the men's 200 meters backstroke. Van Eerden, Jansen, Bestel, Kutsia, Boshoff, Wiggett, Taylor, and Keelock. Away they go in the final heat of the men's 200 meters backstroke. Very comfortable out in lane number 4 is Peter Kutsia. 1:53.36 is his entry time. Looks like he's going to do just enough to make the finals tonight. Very comfortable across this first 50 is Peter. Turning first, out in lane number 1, it's Kian Keelock, 29.18, followed by David Wiggett, 29.34. Looking great out in lane number 8 is Kian Keelock, the 20-year-old from Aquatics Gauteng, Joburg, followed by lane number 1, Christian van Eerden from Aquatics Gauteng, 20. Looks like the swimmer out in lane 1, Christian van Eerden, 1:33.60, followed by Kian Keelock out in lane number 8, and Johan Boshoff currently in 3rd position. There goes Peter, putting on the gas just for a couple of strokes. And it is Peter Kutsia, 2:05.37, followed by Kian Keelock, 2:06.56, and Christian van Eerden in 3rd, 2:06.99.
That was just insane from Peter Kutsia, that finish. Giving a little Sunday swim for the first 3 laps, and that last one just popped it on and soared his way to the finish, well outside his record times, but of course you'll see those being attempted this evening in the final. And so wraps up the 200 backstroke for both the men and the ladies, as we move on to the quick stuff now. It is the 50 fly, one of 7 heats taking place now for the ladies. plenty of action in Gqeberha at the moment. The Ironman getting underway tomorrow. So this really is a hive of sporting activity here in the Bay. With the SA Nationals wrapping up tonight. Ironman getting underway tomorrow.
Backstroke for the morning. Next on the program,
Now we are about to
event
witness some
503,
Iron women take to the water.
50-meter butterfly.
Only 3 competitors in this first of 7 heats. Sophia French, Emily Palmer, and Rebecca Kuhn. 50 fly, very quick. Sophia French from Tshwane, Emily Palmer from the Eastern Cape, and Rebecca Kuhn from Ekurhuleni. In they go, 50 fly. Far faster than what we saw a little earlier with those 200 backstrokes. Not much to separate them early doors. Sophia French going along nicely over in lane 3. French slightly ahead of Palmer, who's slightly ahead of Kuhn. Very nicely done from French. And French gets there, 29.07 from the lady from Tshwane, followed by Palmer and Kuhn. One heat down, 6 to go in the women's 50 fly. Next up, Tyra Penn, Gabby Douglas, Jana Lombard, Annabelle Stewart, Julie Luntman, Tandy Bosman, and Amy Combrink. In they go, good start out in lane 3 by Lombard, as well as Annabelle Stewart in lane 4. Stewart mounting a nice comeback. Tandy Bosman in lane 6, also looking strong. Lombard slightly ahead of the pack at the moment. And look at this comeback over from Annabelle Stewart. Annabelle Stewart will grab the win ahead of Jana Lombard. Julie Luntman coming in third.
Great swim there by Annabelle Stewart, managing to dip under that 30-second mark as we move on to heat 3 of 7. Maddie Higgs, Jessie Lee Ladderach, Kaylin White, Morgan Tandy, Ella Mae Claassen, Joelle Full-Yun, Sophia Trout, and Jenna Lane Fuller. Away they go in heat 3 of 7 in the women's 50-meter butterfly. Great start out in lane 2 by Jessie Lee Ladderach. Also looking good is Ella Mae Claassen, the 19-year-old from Quadex Gauteng, Tshwane. Pretty close between these two ladies, but it is Ella Mae Claassen, 29.64, followed by Joelle Full-Yun, 29.76, and Jessie Lee Ladderach, 29.85. Start list in heat 4 of 7. Bailey, Hesse, Van Galen, Meyer, Maxina, Volk, Robson, and Fury. Into the water they go. Pretty even across the board. Looking good is Megan Hess and Kate Mayer. Leading the field slightly, but we still have 25 meters to go. Looks like Kate Mayer. And it is Kate Mayer, 28.69, followed by Tori Vogue, 28.88. And in third, we had Dana Robson, 29.11. So great to see two of these ladies tipping under that 29-second mark. So well done to them.
As we move over now to Heat 5 of the women's 50 fly. Gemma Roman, Kendra Begley, Carla Meekler, Jessica Thompson, Anya Fanas, Ashley Scholz, Rachel Groupies, and Chanel Feltzman. Jessica Thompson, another swimmer who really has had a great week here in Gqeberha. And in they go. Keep an eye on Thompson over in lane 4. And already she's out the blocks in lightning quick time. Wow. Not wasting any time as Jessica Thompson. Well clear of the likes of Meekler and Fanas. Thompson absolutely flying. 26.30, just outside that Commonwealth Games qualifying time. Might be a little disappointed the fact that she's just out. She was clearly going for it, but I mean, she'll have another bite at the cherry later. 26.30 for Jessica Thompson, a sensational swim from her. What a performance from Jessica Thompson. As we move over now to the 6th of 7 heats in the women's 50 fly. Ruth Dredge, Margot Kemp, Tanner Lindsay, Caitlin DeLanger, Tennille Baptiste, Kira van Heerden, Gemma Spiss, and Cassidy Burgess. Will Caitlin be going for that number? And qualifying number once again, 26.23 for the 50 fly for Glasgow. And already Caitlin DeLanger is so fast out of the blocks. Terrific form from her. Tennille Baptiste fighting hard too, as is Tanner Lindsay. But there'll be no catching Caitlin DeLanger. This is an incredible swim from her. As she powers away to a 26.21, and that's inside the qualifying time for Caitlin DeLanger.
Congratulations there to Caitlin DeLanger out in lane 4 for that Commonwealth qualifying time of 26.21.
Easy as you like from Caitlin DeLanger. Very relaxed. All in a day's work, really.
Great swimming there by Caitlin DeLanger, grabbing that 50-meter freestyle qualifying time yesterday. And today backing it up with a 50-meter butterfly, so well done to her. Moving on to event Heat 7 of 7. Gabriella Hellberg, Christine Vessels, Lee McMorrin, the 200 butterfly champion from last night. Erin Gallagher, Abigail Kotzer, Karen Nobloch, Juliana Venka, and Myra Badira. Great underwater work there by Erin Gallagher. Erin is also the South African record holder with a 25.39. Erin already stamping her authority on this event. Looking great with 5 meters to go. It's Erin Gallagher touching the wall in a time of 25.56. What an incredible swim by Erin Gallagher. getting
and
another
Commonwealth
qualifying time for
25:56.
Glasgow.
Congratulations, Erin.
What a swim by her. Definitely looking forward to that final tonight between Erin Gallagher and Caitlin DeLange. Both of them booking their tickets to Glasgow. Well done, ladies.
Next in line, we have event 504, the men 50-meter butterfly.
As we move on to event 504, heat 1 of 11 in the men's 50-meter butterfly. In 2, we have Carl Evans. 3, Daniel Morel. 4, Harold Pienaar. 5, Gerard February. 6, Trent van der Heever. Great reaction out in lane number 4 by Harold Pienaar, the 17-year-old from Aquatics Gauteng Ekuleleni. But it's Carl Evans with 25 meters to go. Carl looking very good out in lane number 2, and it is Carl Evans, 26.68, followed by Daniel Morel, 27.09. And in third, Trent van der Heever, 28.27. Bert Leclos looking a bit serious there.
Yeah, very much so. It was far more festive the other night when we went out for dinner. Now they'll be celebrating tonight when they wrap up proceedings here in Gqeberha. Moving on to the second heat of the men's 50 fly. Plenty of competitors here for this event. In they go. Levi Peters, Jonathan Heslop, Philip LaRue, Josh Erasmus, Trent Norton, Jaden Wills, Rowan Hutton and Giancarlo Raccanello. Good start from LaRue. Also looking strong, Josh Erasmus. But out in lane 2, Jonathan Heslop coming through in a terrific time, 26.26. Edging out Josh Erasmus. Trent Norton grabbing third. Very nicely done from Jonathan Heslop in lane 2, the man from the Western Cape, 22 years of age. Moving over now to heat 3 of 11. Aidan Spies, Luan Barnard, Clayton Kassabaum, Tumela Mahan, Dylan Smith, Andrew Gilbert, Keonta Blanche, David Wiggett. In they go.
Event 501, the women 200-meter backstroke.
Dylan Smith was right into the action. But Tumela Mahan looking strong, as is Luan Barnard. Mahan trying to get away from Barnard. That's where the battle is currently. But Mahan powering his way to the finish, doing so in a great time, 25.27. Luan Barnard grabbing second, and Clayton Kassabaum third.
Second reserve, Rachel Sheard. Please remember, scratchings for this event will close in 30 minutes. Thank you.
Great swim there by Tumela Mahan. Heat 4 of 11. Lane 1, Luke Pretorius. 2, Hayden Fish. 3, Travis Gross-Mitchell. 5, Chet Hine. 6, Connor Fuller. 7, Reese Help. And in 8, Chakota Cooks.
Swimmers for a final this afternoon. Halfhard Miller, Matthew Mann, Peter Kutsia, Kian Kilo, Jonathan Schaefer.
Looks like Travis Gross-Mitchell with a slight lead over Luke Pretorius.
Swimmers for B final, Michael van Heerden, Franco Clayton, Luke Bestel, Nick Trower.
Great finish there by both of those boys, and it is Travis Gross-Mitchell, 26.25, followed by Luke Pretorius, 26.38.
Anthony van der Linden.
and
This
Connor
event will
Fuller
close in 30 minutes.
26.40. Start list for heat 5 of 11. In 1, Jaden Williams. 2, Ramon Lantman. 3, Jeremiah George. 4, Nathan Turpin. 5, Colin Salibuko. 6, Joshua Brady. And in 7, Luke van Skalvik. Great start out in lane number 4 by Nathan Turpin. Followed closely by Jaden Williams and Colin Salibuko. Looks like Turpin's going to get his hands to the wall first. And he does, 25.08. Followed by Jonathan Brady, 25.61. And Colin Salibuko in third, 25.95.
As we head over now to the 6th of 11 heats in the men's 50 fly. Jordan Harrison, Clayton Mongawambe, Aro Sakaleo, Matthew Pincente, Michael van Heerden, Chris Smith, Guy Vessels, and Dylan Buerta. Up they get. Chris Smith in lane 6, of course, having won the shortest format of the breaststroke last night. In they go. Nice start from the Western Cape, Matthew Pincente. Also looking good, Mangawambe. Chris Smith out of the blocks very quickly. This is going to be a great shootout between himself, Van Heerden and Pincente. And keep an eye on Mangawambe, but a terrific performance there from Chris Smith. But Guy Vessels, wow. Extraordinary stuff from him. Absolutely brilliant from Chris Smith. But Guy Vessels, what a performance, 25.65.
Lane 8. I repeat, event 504, heat 4, lane 8.
As we move over now to heat 7 of 11. See lane 7 has been scratched. JC Kutzer, Greg Khalil, Jordan Bradshaw, Claudia Dometer, Connor Devard, Aidan Godfrey, and Janku Groblar. In they go. Very quick out of the blocks. Strong start from Dometer, as well as Godfrey. And look at Bradshaw go. This is going to be very tight. And it goes away with Aidan Godfrey, 25.34, ahead of Jordan Bradshaw. Claudia Dometer grabbing third.
As the swimmers line up for heat 8 of 11, Willem Besson, Kai Whelan, Carl Albertine, Joshua Esterhazen, Sean Gibson, Francois Malhaber, Jared Fayweather, and Ruan Hanzak Kruger. Pretty even on the start between Willem Besson, Esterhazen, Gibson, Fayweather. But it is the swimmer out in lane number 8. Hansa Kruger, 24.76. Phew, what an outside smoke that was. By the 24-year-old from Limpopo. Heat 9 of 11 as we get into some of the big names in this event. Benjamin Platner, Andre Lutz, Ronan Theron, Anthony Peterson, Caden Naidu, Michael Hooley, Garrick Hayes, and Jonathan van der Merwe. Looks like Caden Naidu, the swimmer out in lane 5, 23-year-old from KZN with a slight lead over Anthony Peterson. And it is Naidu, 24.63, followed by Anthony Peterson, 24.90, and Ronan Theron, 24.98. Results of Heat 9 of 11. On your screen, the winner of Heat 9, that's Caden Naidu.
Two more heats to go in the men's 50 fly. Luke Bierkes, Matthew Pretorius, Nicholas Pretorius, Calvin Justice, Eric Kotzer, Christian Esteisen, Neil Berger, and Dylan Sistanich. In they go. Calvin Justice with by far and away the fastest seeding time heading into this race. And he's living up to his reputation, pulling away nicely ahead of Eric Kotzer. Calvin Justice, absolutely flying, is a 30-year-old swimming out of Gauteng, Johannesburg. And he's well clear of the race, getting there in 23.76. In second position, Nicholas Pretorius. And Eric Kotzer grabbing third. As we welcome competitors for the final heat of the men's 50 fly. Kai Binsbergen, Owetu Mahan, Jordan Eaton, Chad Leclos, Ty Pearson, Joshua Emsley, Jeben van der Merwe, and Armand Landman. Away they go. And a terrific start there from Chad Leclos. Ty Pearson next to him. Both men going all out. Gold medalist versus Ty Pearson. Chad having a look alongside him, but he will cruise to the victory, doing so in 24.07. Terrific victory for Chad Leclos, beating Ty Pearson with Jordan Eaton grabbing third. He'll be very happy with that performance, Chad Leclos, flying through as a vastly experienced Olympian. As we say goodbye to the short stuff. And we welcome the competitors for the 200 IM multi-class.
As the officials make their way to the opposite end of the pool, we'll be moving on to event 505. That's the women's 200-meter IM S1 to S15. We'll have 3 competitors in this field. In 3, Zora Vekhraf, 4, Ivana Venka, and 5, Minka Janse van Rensburg.
And that concludes the butterfly for the
A
morning.
big thank you to all of our sponsors, Swimming South Africa, Bombela
Next up,
Concession
we have
Company,
event 505, the
Intertoll,
women 200
SPG,
meter
SASCOC,
IA multiclass.
Arena, National Lottery Commission, Department of Sports, Arts and Culture, Southern Sun and Aquila for making this event happen. Officials are ready, ladies are ready. Let's get on the way. Away they go in the women's 200 meter IM S1 to S14.
Event
So that's
503,
one length of each
women
stroke,
50 meter
butterfly, backstroke, breaststroke, and the
Swimmers
final
4A
leg will be
finals.
freestyle.
Erin Gallagher, Caitlin De Lange, Jessica Thompson, Cara Nobel, Danielle Baptiste, Anya van As.
Looking good on this
Abigail
butterfly
Kotze,
leg is
Steve
Minka
Wessels,
Janse van Rensburg,
Lee McMorrin,
also the
will
world
be
record
first
holder
swimmer for the B final. Then also Carla Michael, Keira van Heerden,
in the 50
Tana
meters
Lindsay,
butterfly.
Kate Meyer, Ashley Scholes, Tori Folk, and Juliana
Minka
Finke.
really powering
First
down.
reserve will be Rachel Grupes.
And it is Minka Janse van
Second reserve,
Rensburg,
Sophia French.
40.06.
Please remember the scratchings
Ivana
will
Venka,
close in the next 30 minutes.
40.59, and
Thank you.
Zora Vekhraf, 42.01. Moving on to the backstroke leg. Looking good is Ivanka Venka. As Ivana touches in a time of 1:29.42, moving on to the breaststroke leg. Currently in second is Minka, 1:38.27. And Zora in third, 1:43.77. But it's all Ivana Venka extending that lead. As she heads for home, Ivana Venka, 2:21.62. Janse van Rensburg still in second place, 2:29.35. But it's all Ivana Venka as she touches the wall in a time of 3:02.08. Looking very comfortable after that swim. Minka heading for home. 3:27.10. Beautiful stroke there by Zora Vekhraf. Touching the wall in a time of 3:44.04. Great swimming by these ladies in the women's 200 IM S1 to S15.
Now it's time
As
for
we wave
event
goodbye to the
506.
ladies, we welcome the men
Multiclass men 200
to the pool.
meter IM.
Multi-class competitors. William LaRue, Damon Elborn, Leon Kutzer, Nathan Hendricks, Christian Sardi, Tianta Blanche, Eli Lawrence. Nathan Hendricks certainly has been one of the shining stars of this week in Gqeberha. Swimming out of lane 4, as has Tianta Blanche, and of course, the likes of Christian Sardi, William LaRue, Damon Elborn, Leon Kutzer, Eli Lawrence. Hard to separate them, and of course, we keep on reiterating the fact that because it is a multi-class race, they are competing against the clock, not necessarily against each other. With different swimmers representing different disabilities. Nathan Hendricks flying once again. Lovely start there for Nathan Hendricks. Finishing his first in 29.72. He really is an outstanding swimmer. Is the man from Tux. Halfway through, completing backstroke. Hendricks was only 8 months old when he was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes. The big one, though, was when he was 12, diagnosed with Stargardt disease with macular dystrophy. Genetic eye disorder causes progressive vision loss. It's mainly affecting central vision. If I'm not mistaken, I think it's the same affliction that Alani Ferreira has. But of course just motivated him to get even stronger and faster. And he is well clear of the rest. Another outstanding swim from Nathan Hendricks. 20 years of age, swimming out of 20. Taking it easy as he cruises home. And an exceptional swim from Nathan Hendricks. Getting home at a time of 2:28.62. Coming through now, a man who's also done exceptionally well. Tianta Blanche. 2:48.82 for him. Also coming home in lane 2, Damon Elborn. So some exceptional swims all round. Christian Sardi also very much up there. Nathan Hendricks setting the pace once again as we say goodbye to our men in the multi-class. And we welcome the ladies back to pool deck as we head over to the women's 400 freestyle.
Next on the program, we have event 507, the women 400 meter freestyle.
Okay, event 507, that's the women's 400 meters freestyle. Heat 1 of 4. In lane 2, we have Elaine Porgiter, 3, Cassidy Sinclair, 4, Gabriela Hellberg, 5, Sienna Hoos, 6, Alani Ferreira. These ladies will be completing 8 lengths of the pool. Start list for heat 1 of 4. Swimmers are ready, officials are ready. Let's go.
Attention, we have a disqualification, event 506, heat 1, lane 2. I repeat, event 506, heat 1, lane 2.
Looks like Sienna hosts the 16-year-old from Eastern Cape. Currently in first position. And it is Sienna hosts 30.34, followed by Cassidy Sinclair 30.94 and Gabriela Hellberg 31.94. The two swimmers from the Eastern Cape taking it out. At the 100-meter mark, it's Sienna Hoos 104.36, Cassidy Sinclair 104.81, and Gabriela Hellberg 107.26. The race is on between the two swimmers from the Eastern Cape, Hoos Sinclair, followed by Hellberg. Always great to see spectators in the stand. If you can get here tonight, 5:30, final session of the 2026 Bombela SA Senior National Aquatics Championships. At the 200-meter mark, it's Sienna Hoos 2:14.14, followed by Cassidy Sinclair 2:15.94, and Gabriela Hellberg 2:22.00. Also looking good out in lane 6 is Alani Ferreira 2:28.26. Hoos starting to extend her lead over Sinclair. These ladies have 3 more lengths to go. With that being said, here comes the bell for Hoos and Sinclair. Marking 100 meters to go. Hoos 3:25.48, Sinclair 3:28.26. Hellberg 3:35.97. Alani Ferreira 3:45.38. Coast looking good with 50 meters to go. Still followed by Sinclair and Hellberg in third position. Great swimming by Sienna Coast, leading from the beginning to the end. The 16-year-old from Eastern Cape coming in with an entry time of 4:40.57. Let's see if she can dip under that mark. And it is Sienna Coast, 4:36.09. Followed by Cassidy Sinclair, 4:40.87. And Gabriella Hellberg, 4:46.17. Alani Ferreira making her way to the finish. 5 minutes, 0.32. Great swim there by her, bettering her entry time by 2 seconds. This is a great swim out in lane number 2 by Elena Potgieter, 14-year-old from Aquatics Gauteng 20. Entry time 6:10.37. Going well below that mark, 5:46.44.
That wraps up the first of 4 heats in the women's 400 free. It's great to see multi-class participants, Potgieter and Ferreira, alongside the likes of Sinclair, Hellberg and Koos. Second heat now. Ava Lorenzen, Tandy Bosman, Shannon Hiku, Leah Marcroft, Juliana Venka, Caitlin Evans, Zaria Fenter, and Anya Buitendach. 8 laps of the pool. The women's 400 free. Nice start there from Leah Marcroft over in lane 4. Samara Twane, 16 years of age. Powerful effort over in lane 4 from Leah Marcroft. Slight in front, turning at a time of 1:03.24. Powering their way back at the halfway mark. Leah Marcroft still out in front, 2:12.29. So 3 laps to go here in this women's 400 free. And there's the sound of the bell. 2 laps to go. It's still Leah Mockroff out in front. 3:22.13. Very strong performance from Leah Mockroff. It's not the first that we've seen from her over the course of this week. And she does turn first, heading for home, followed by Caitlin Evans, another performer who has really shone. Mockroff leading the way. Nice fight backs. Out in lane 6 and 8. But here we go. Leah Mockroff capturing the win. 4:31.42. Caitlin Evans grabbing second. A supreme performance from Mockroff. And confirmation of those results. Leah Mockroff coming away with the victory that was the second of 4 heats in the women's 400 free.
Moving on to heat 3 of 4. Carla Meyerberg, Corné van Skalkbeek, Stephanie Houtman, Dune Coetzee, Lisa Coetzee, Scarlett Leroux, Marnie Jacobs, and Amelie Klein. Going out strong out in lane number 4 is Dune Coetzee, turning a time of 28.95, followed by Scarlett Leroux and Lisa Coetzee in third. So we've had a few updates to our rules recently, and especially in this 400 meters freestyle, where we have lap counters now in this event. So it usually used to be only for the 800 and 1500 meters freestyle, but they've added the 400 freestyle into the mix. So that's why you can see lap counters on the other side of the pool.
Obviously, the reason behind that was because swimmers needed it.
I mean, debatable. I think at this level, I think they're able to count 8 lengths. What the reason is, I'm not sure, but at least they have a backup now. It's all Dune Coetzee at 150, 131.90. Stephanie Houtman in second, 135.24, and Lisa Coetzee 136.01. At the 200 mark, it's Coetzee 206.21, Houtman 208.48, and Lisa Gutierrez 209.96. Coach David Gqeberha. Tune looking very comfortable, followed by Houtman and Lisa Gutierrez still in third position. I think these ladies are going to do just enough in order to make that final tonight. Last day of competition, 400 freestyle. Body can be a little bit tired and fragile, so don't want to go all out this morning. There goes the bell with 100 meters to go. Janae Kutsia, 3:15.27. Stephanie Houtman, 3:15.43. And in third place, we have Corné van Skalkwyk, 3:17.66. Janae still looking extremely comfortable, not using the legs much compared to Stephanie Houtman next to her. See a little bit of white water there. Also looking good out in lane 2 is Corné van Skalkwyk. $15 meters to go. And these ladies will cruise to the finish. And it is Janae Kutsia, 4:23.15. Stephanie Houtman, 4:23.25. Corné van Skalkwyk, 4:23.80. Results in heat 3 of 4 in the women's 400 meters freestyle.
One more heat to go in the women's 400 free. 8 laps of the pool. Zoe Griffiths, Carly Antonopoulos, Catherine van Rensburg, Callan Latta, Hannah Robertson, Georgia Nell, Caitlin Horn, and Kylie DeBrain. Callan Latta, of course, a swimmer who really loves the longer stuff, certainly shines in them. Nice start in lane 6 by Georgia Nell. And turning, it is Georgia Nell out in front. Only swim to dip below that 30-second mark early doors. Very nice effort so far from Georgia Nell. Pulling it away nicely from the pack. $1:34.34 as she heads towards the halfway mark. Here on the final day of the Bombela Concession Company SA Nationals in Gqeberha. Hard to believe we have reached today, the very last. Callan Lotte coming through now to take over the lead. And she does turn first, 2:07.75. So at the halfway mark, Lotte slightly ahead of Georgia Nell. Catherine van Rensburg in third. Lovely showings once again from Callan Lotte and Georgia Nell, as well as Hannah Robertson, also fighting hard. And there you can see Callan Lotte starting to pull away. Given how vastly experienced she is, I doubt she would have needed a bell right now to remind her she had 2 more laps to go. But they'll give her one anyway, like Chanel said. Nice little backup.
Swimmers for A final. Calvin
2 laps to go.
Ty Pearson, Jordan Eaton,
In this women's
Joshua
400
Inslee,
free,
Caden Aidu,
the
Nicholas
final heat.
Pretorius, and Ruan Anacek Creer. Swimmers for B final. Antonie Pieterse, Ronan Tron, Michael Hooley, Eric Kotze, Johan van der Merwe, Matthew Pretorius, Nathan Turpin, and Andre Loots. First reserve, Eben van der Merwe. Second reserve, Awetu Mahan. Please remember the scratchings for this event.
And turning for the final time, Callan Lotte,
3:46.
3:46.31 ahead of Hannah Robertson. Catherine van Rensburg in third position. Nice fight here, emanating between Hannah Robertson and Callan Lotte, but Lotte going through to take the win, 4:18.40. Hannah Robertson grabbing second, and Catherine van Rensburg finishing in third in what was the fourth and final heat of the women's 200 free. 400 free, rather. Great performances all round. Callan Lotte cruising to victory. She'll certainly be a force to be reckoned with later this evening for the finals and what will be the final night of this year's Nationals.
As we say goodbye to the women, onto the men's 400 meters freestyle. We will be having 6 heats. In heat 1 of 6, lane 3, Harold Pienaar. 4, Nathan Hendricks. 5, Daniel Morel. Away they go in the men's 400 meters
And in
freestyle.
the water now, we started off with event 508, the men 400 meter freestyle.
So again, these men will be completing 8 lengths of the pool. Looking at the South African record, 3:45.92, set back in 2016 by Miles Brown. At the 50-meter mark, Nathan Hendricks, 28.23, followed by Harold Pienaar, 29.00, and Daniel Morel, 29.03. It's all Nathan Hendricks, the 20-year-old from Aquatics Gauteng 20, 59.74. Followed by Pienaar, 101.22, and Daniel Morel, 101.70. 150 done and dusted. It's still Hendricks in the lead, followed by Pienaar and Morel in third. .200 meters done and dusted. It's Hendricks 2:05.87, followed by Harold Pienaar 2:08.36, and Daniel in third 2:09.12. Three laps to go for these men. Looking good as Hendricks, and there goes the bell. 100 meters to go, 3:13.22. Morel taking over that second spot, 3:16.34, and Harold Pienaar, 3:18.55. Daniel Morel, the 16-year-old from Aquatics Gauteng, Ekuleleni, starting to make his move with less than 60 meters to go. Great last 100 he is having. But Nathan Hendricks leading this 400 meters freestyle from beginning to end. Nathan Hendricks touching in a time of 4:19.58. Daniel Morel 4:21.59. And Harold Pienaar 4:27.54. Results in heat 1 of 6 in the men's 400 meters freestyle.
Six seats in total in the men's 400 free. As we move over now to heat 2. Gabriel Hand, Clayton Kassebaum, Carter Markgraf, Jake Borigiro, Cristiano de Freitas, and Corneille Leroux. In they go. So no swimmers on the outside lanes. Eight laps to go. And Maxine competitors. Nice start on the outside from Corneille Leroux. Clayton Kassebaum looking very strong too. Kassebaum holding on to his lead, only just being tested early doors. 2 laps down, 6 to go. More strong showings from Kasabam. Markov hot on his heels, as is Jake Borigiro. It looks like we do have a new leader in the firm of Carter Markov. As I say that, he is just ahead of Jake Borigiro. Clayton Kasabam holding on to third at the halfway mark. Borigiro out in front now, ahead of Carter Markov. Markov and Borigiro. So it's turning into a great little battle between the two of them. 2 laps to go. Borigiro looking to pull away. Markov won't let him. Turning for the final time, Jake Borigiro ahead of Carter Markov. Borigiro looks to be widening that gap. This is a fantastic performance from him. Borigiro, the 17-year-old from KZN. Markov, 2 years his junior. And what a fantastic swim from Jake Borigiro, who will go on to capture the heat, doing so in a time of 14:14:19. Markov grabs second, and Gabriel Hun finishes in third spot.
Results in heat 2 of 6. Borigiro, Markov, and Han in third position. Startless for heat number 3. Away they go in heat 3 of 6 in the men's 400 meters freestyle. Lane 1, Ethan Dutton. 2, Yuri Gordon Yang. 3, Claudio Dometer. 4, Connor Albertine. 5, Luan Blanche. 6, Troy Vessels. 7, Heinrich Schumann. And in 8, Josh Esterhazen. Erasmus, pardon me. And it's Connor Albertine, 27.44, followed by Claudio Dometer, 27.70, and Luan Blanche, 28.16. Connor Albertine with that slight lead over Yuri Gordon Yang. And it still is Albertine, 58.28, followed by Dometer, 58.62, and Blanche, 59.28. Albertine starting to make his move and pull away from the field at the 150-meter mark. It's still Albertine, followed by Dometer and to Blanche in third. .200 meters done and dusted. Connor Albertine 2 minutes .93, followed by Claudio Dometer 2:02.85 and Luan Blanche 2:03.79. So Albertine coming in with the entry time of 4:12.58, turning at 2 minutes at the 200-meter mark. So definitely looking good to dip under that 4:12 mark. Albertine 3:03.03. So that's about a 1:03 pace.
5:07.
Looking at about 4:07 if he holds this pace.
Final, Callan Lotter, Anna Robertson.
In second
Catherine
place we still
van
have
Rensburg,
Dometer,
Jeanette
and in
Sier,
third it's
Stefanie
Luan
Houtman,
Blanche.
Georgia Nel, Corneille van Skalkwyk and Lisa Coetzee. Swimmers for B finals, Scarlett Leroux, Maroni Jacobs, Amelie Kleiner.
As he gets
Leah
the lap
Markgraaff,
counter, one more lap to
Caitlin
go.
Evans,
It's all
Zoe
Connor
Griffiths,
Albertine.
Carly Antonopoulos and Anya Buitendag. First reserve will be
Taking
Caitlin
over second
Horn.
place now
Second
is
reserve,
Luan Blanche
Carla
and
Meiber.
Claudio
Please
Dometer
remember the
in
scratches
third.
for this event will close in 30 minutes. Thank you.
Powering home now, Connor Albertine. Looking really good. 5 meters to go. It's all Connor Albertine. 4:04.70. What a great last 100 by Connor Albertine. Followed by Luan Blanche, 4:15.31, and Claudio Dometer, 4:17.02. Results of Heat 3 of 6 in the men's 400 meters freestyle.
So, confirmation of the fourth of 6 heats taking place in the men's 400 free. Slade King, Tion de Beer, Keanu Diedrichs, Thomas Forbes, Mika Binsbergen, Daniel Volson, Kellen Jones, and Guy Vessels. Turning first, Mika Binsbergen, doing so in 27.96. 1 lap down, 7 to go. This event is the last of the individual swims. After this one, we've got 2 more men's 400 heats. And we'll wrap things up with the relays. Women's 4x100 medley and the men's 4x100 medley. So 6 races to go. They head back for the halfway mark. Good going in lane 4 from Thomas Forbes. Binsbergen and Volson all firing hard. Volson, in fact, looks to have taken over the lead, and that is indeed the case. 2:1:12, just ahead of Forbes. Binsbergen in third. Halfway through the fourth heat of the men's 400 free. Forbes turning first. 2:32.86 ahead of Volson. Binsbergen still holding on to third. 3 more laps. Ring of the bell coming through now. Signaling the final 2 laps of this fourth heat of the men's 400 free. And Thomas Forbes, having pulled away from the pack, having gone very, very nicely. The man from the Western Cape, 21 years of age. Volson, his Western Cape teammate, coming in second. Mika Binsbergen, the man from Tshwane, currently third as Forbes turns for the finish. Powering back is Thomas Forbes, cruising to victory. And he gets in a time of 4:04.96, well clear of the pack. Volson second, and Mika Binsbergen grabs third. 4 down, 2 to go in the men's 400 free.
Results in heat 4 of 6 in the men's 400 meters freestyle. Start list for heat 5 of 6. Away they go in heat 5. In 1 we have Jonathan Earls. 2 Shane van der Linde. 4 Matthew Caldwell. 5 Arno Creer. 6 Caden Rolfe. And in 7 Caleb Eaton. All Matthew Caldwell, 26.20, followed by Shane van der Linde, 27.21, and Arno Creer, 27.23. Matthew going for it in this first 100 meters. 54.42. Followed by Arno, 56.77. And Caden Rolfe. $115 done and dusted. 123.64. Arno Creer 126.74. 26.79 and Rolfie 26.91. Matthew at the 200-meter mark, 1:53.64. Second, Ono, 1:57.25, and Caden, 1:57.47. The race seems to be on for that second position between Ono Kriya and Caden Rolfie. Matthew Caldwell just growing from strength to strength with 3 laps to go. Also tussle out in lane number 1 between Jonathan Els and Shane van der Linde. As the bell goes for the last 100 meters to go, Matthew Caldwell 2:53.95, followed by Arno Kriya 2:58.35, and Caden Rolfie 2:59.27. Currently in 4th position, we have Shane van der Linde, followed by Jonathan Els. But it's all the summer from Aquatics Gauteng E. Kulileni. Matthew Caldwell. 5 meters to go. And it's Caldwell 3:54.35. Followed by Arno Kriya 3:59.58. And Caden Rolfie 4:01.81. Results of heat 5 of 6 in the men's 400 meters freestyle.
As we move over now to the final heat of the men's 400 free. 6 of 6. Juan Nel, Ryan Konat, Adrian van Wyk, Cameron Gasali, Matthew Gqeberha, Rickard Muller, Daniel Billings, and Sven van der Linde. In they go. By far and away the quickest of the heats expected yet. Many of the contestants having dipped below that 4-minute mark in terms of their entry times. One lap down. Ryan Konat leading the way ahead of Adrian van Wyk. Gasali in 3rd. 3 laps down. Adrian van Wyk leading the way. 127.57 from him. Ahead of Kasali. Halfway through, Adrian van Wyk leading the way ahead of Kasali. Richard Muller in third. Here comes the bell, signaling 2 laps to go. Excellent performances so far from Adrian van Wyk, Cameron Kasali. And turning for the final time is van Wyk. Kasali hot in his heels. Richard Muller in third. And a resounding win. Therefore, Adrian van Wyk doing so in 3:57.07 ahead of Cameron Kasali. Richard Muller grabbing third spot as we wrap up the 400 meters heats. Just 2 more races to go this morning as we head into the relays, the 4x100 medleys, women followed by men.
As we move on to event number 509, that's the women's 4x100 freestyle 4x100 medley relay. Apologies. So these ladies will be completing 2 lengths of the pool, 2 backstroke, 2 breaststroke, 2 butterfly, and 2 lengths of freestyle. On screen, the team from Western Cape A team.
And we are ready to start with the relays for the morning. Next up is event 509, the women 4x100 meter medley relay.
In 1, we have Aquatics Gauteng Ekuleleni A. Lane 3, Aquatics Gauteng 20B. 4, Western Cape A. 5, Aquatics Gauteng 20A. 6, KZN A. And in 7, Eastern Cape A. Team from the Western Cape with that lead by Cassidy Burgess, 30.81. Followed by Aquatics Gauteng 20A and Aquatics Gauteng 20B. On the block, we have Rebecca Kuhn, Chanel Felsman, Morgan Cope, Kayleen Corbett, Dana Robson, and Myra Videra. These ladies will be diving into the breaststroke leg. Morgan Cope holding on to that lead for Western Cape A, followed closely by Kayleen Corbett from Aquatics Gauteng 20A. And in third, we have Chanel Felsman from Aquatics Gauteng B. Morgan Cope will be handing over to Caitlin Evans. Butterfly swimmers in the water: Ashley Skoltz, Christine Vessels, Caitlin Tennille Baptiste, Annabelle Stewart, and Tandy Bosman. Still in the lead, we have the Western Cape A team with Caitlin Evans. But what a great first 50 it was by Tennille Baptiste, Aquatics Gauteng 20A. Into the water goes Rachel Kruppies for Aquatics Gauteng 20A. Team from Western Cape still in second place, followed by Aquatics Gauteng B team. Extending that lead for Aquatics Gauteng A team is Rachel Kruppies with less than 50 meters to go. And it is Rachel Kruppies getting her hand to the wall first in a time of 4:18.69 for Aquatics Gauteng 20A, followed by Western Cape A and Aquatics Gauteng 20B. As we have a look back at event number 509, that's the women's 4x100 medley relay. The team from Western Cape A led through the backstroke and breaststroke legs, but then a dominant performance by Aquatics Gauteng 2018 in the butterfly and freestyle leg. As we say goodbye to the women, we move over to the men.
So the final event of the morning heats. The men taking on the 4x100 meter medley relay. And away they go, kicking off with backstroke.
And in the water now.
From lanes 1
Our
through to
last
8,
event of the
Ekurhuleni
morning
A,
session.
KZN A,
Event
Tshwane
510 the
B, Western
men,
Cape
4 by
A,
100
Tshwane
meter
A,
medley
Western
relay.
Cape B, Eastern Cape A, and Ekurhuleni B. Good start out in lane 1 by Michael van Heerden. Van Heerden does turn first for Ekurhuleni. Very nicely done by Michael van Heerden, giving Ekurhuleni a good head start. Next into the water, Gqeberha for Ekurhuleni. Lying in second at the moment, Tshwane A, Oliver Lange in the water for them. Karting Tshwane, represented by Zane Niemand. Breaststroke. The order of the day for now. So leading the way now, Tshwane A of Lange, having done a very good job hitting back. Lane 3 going along nicely as well, courtesy of Zane Niemand. Over in lane 1, Giancarlo Roccanello looking strong. Zane Niemand really taking the fight to Oliver Lange, who hands over now. Christian Estesen leading Tshwane A. As we move over to Butterfly. Keep an eye on the Western Cape participants, Chandler Clough having just entered the water. Lovely showing so far. And still out in front, Tshwane A, Christian Estesen.
Event 508, the men 400 meter freestyle.
Jared Fairweather
Swimmers for A final.
trying to
Matthew
pull
Caldwell, Adrian
Tshwane
van
B
Wyk,
into the
Arthur
contest.
Creer, Cameron Casali, Caden Wolfe,
Very nicely done from
Richard
Fairweather.
Miller, Connor Albertine, Thomas Forbes.
And for
Swimmers
the
B
final leg,
Shane van der Linde,
in goes
Daniel
Joshua
Billings,
Estesen for
Matthew
Tshwane A.
Waller, Daniel Wilson, Micah Binsbergen, Ryan Conat, Jonathan Els, and Sven van der Linde. First reserve, you are now. Second reserve, Jake
It is
Borrell.
freestyle.
Please
Joshua
remember
Estesen
the
leading the
strategy
way
this
for
event
Tshwane
will
A.
close in 30 minutes. Thank you.
Tshwane B fighting hard through Josh Erasmus. And they return for the final time. And there's a man out in front, Joshua Estesen. Erasmus mounting a comeback over in lane 3. Erasmus fighting hard. Estesen out in front, starting to pull away now. This is a fantastic performance as Tshwane A capture the victory in this heat. 3:51.28. Tshwane B finishing in second. And it was Ekurhuleni with the third spot on what has been another glorious morning of swimming action. That is the final heat session we will enjoy in 2026 here in Gqeberha. Congratulations once again to Tshwane A. Didn't exactly lead from start to finish, but once they took the lead, They never let it go. Really has been a fantastic performance from all the swimmers concerned. And just hard to believe, Chanel, that is the final session of heats that we're going to enjoy.
Yes, it is quite sad, but I mean, looking at the results we've had over the past couple of days, it's been incredible.
It really has, of course. So that wraps up the heats, because then tonight it all gets underway again for the final session, for the finals, 5:30. And again, some blockbuster battles in store.
Yes, really looking forward to so many events on the schedule. Peter, 200 meters backstroke. We have the ladies in the 200 meters backstroke, 50 fly. Chad Leclos, Calvin Justice. Looking forward to seeing you all there.
Oh, we cannot wait. So at 5:30 this evening, the finals would get underway for the final time here in Gqeberha for what has been a phenomenal week at Newton Park Swimming Pool. We'll see you at 5:30. Thank you.
On behalf of our referees, thank you very much to all our officials. Please let's give a warm hand as we usher them off pool day.